Lee, is it all about taking that positive second half performance against Bristol into the league this weekend?
100% has to be. We've looked back at the game, we've rewatched it just so what we thought at the time was true, and we were pleased with the second half and probably latter end of the first half as well. So as I've said it again, we've got better game by game, half by half. We've got to take that half into the weekend.
And obviously it's against the Lewes side who've made a decent start, just like us, to the championship season. What are you expecting from them?
Yeah, they have. They've had a really good start. A great first opening day victory against a Blackburn side that I don't think any other teams will do that. So, yeah, they've done well. Their manager's obviously got a clear way of playing, and is a good manager with experience. And they've got some really good players down there. They've made a couple of really good signings. So we're expecting a tough test, and I'm looking forward to it.
We've had the Conti Cup game. How pleased are you to be back into the regular league season now?
Yeah, I mean, the Conti Cup is a great competition. You give 5 extra added games. You get to challenge yourself against WSL opposition, and maybe an opportunity to rotate a few players here and there. But it is all about the league. We want to be in the playing league games. We don't have a match for a couple of weeks after this because of breaks, and we certainly don't have a league game for another long period. So we need to make sure that the weekend we give the best version of ourselves and we get those points on the board, because it's a long time before we play in the league again. And
obviously in the last couple of games we've given away early goals and fallen 2-0 behind. Just how key is it going to be that we don't do that for a third successive game?
You have to, and I don't want to keep coming on here and talking about it and talking about us not doing it. The players have to go out there and show that. So we've gone away, we've spoke about it. I think the reasons they happened were very different in the 2 games, which is probably one of the only positives you can take. It's not a trend that we've seen as far as why we've conceded the goals. So, yeah, we've looked at it, and we've got to make sure it happens. You can't give teams leads. We know that. It's very hard to come back. The girls did really well against Leicester, but it happened against Bristol and showed that it was really tough to come back from that.
And obviously it was a good performance last week. Is that giving you a selection headache going into the weekend?
A little bit, yeah, I think so. I think there's some players that come in and did well, but also the players that didn't start, that come into the game, done really well as well. And we've had a good start to the season, so I've got to take all of them games into my thoughts, as well as the training sessions the players are doing. We are gradually getting players back. The players are getting more and more, minutes into them, and I will have to make some tough decisions. But that's what I want to be doing. If I'm making tough decisions, if I'm leaving players out, we're in a better place for it. And the players know that. I've told the players that if they're here just because they want to play 90 minutes week in, week out, and they have to do that, then that's not the way football works nowadays. It's not the way squads work. There will be a few players that get more minutes than others. That's natural, but they've got to fight for that place. And whether they play 10 minutes or 90, it's what they do in their time on the pitch. And I think the players have got that message, and I'm looking forward to seeing that continue, because the players that have come onto the pitch have been just as important as the players that have started.
And just lastly, you touched on it earlier, it's a month break after Sunday till we're back at the Hive. Just how key will it be to leave the fans going away for that month with 3 points and a win?
Yeah, for everyone. You can have a feel-good, month where you're knowing that you're as good as your last game, and it was hopefully a good victory, a good performance, whatever comes. But yeah, it's a big break, so we don't want to be itching for the next game too much because we want the points. We want to just be itching for the game because we want to continue that good run that we've started. So, but yeah, we're worried about Lewes. They're a good side, and I'm looking forward to the game.